Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make a Starburst rainbow loom bracelet. Around the back you can see I've extended it with a single chain and the starburst goes across the front. So we're going to start off by setting up the border, and we're going to do this by putting elastics all the way around the edge. And you can see that I started in the center and I'm going clockwise around the top until I get to the second last one here, and then I'm going to go into the middle. And I'll do the same thing on the other side, starting at the bottom and putting a band stretched between each two pegs all the way up and until I get to the top. And I'll do the same thing here, stopping and then joining into the middle. Just going to push these down so they'll be a little bit out of the way. We won't be needing these again until the very end. So now we're going to build our starburst patterns. We're going to start in the center of the star right here, and we're going to go out diagonally starting with this one, and we're going to work our way around clockwise. I'm using orange and red, and each one loops from the outside over to the middle. Now I'll do the next one. It's going to be blue and purple, and I'm going to start on a fresh peg that hasn't been used, and I'm going to go out diagonally to the right and then work my way around clockwise again. So this one attaches to the previous, but all these other ones are on new pegs all the way around. And the same thing for the next one, starting on a fresh center peg and going diagonally 1 o'clock and then around clockwise. And I'll continue that all the way to the top of my board. There. Now we're ready to cap off the ends, and we're going to make a figure 8 over 2 of our fingers and set it on the very top over the elastics that are already on there. And now we're going to do the same thing, making a figure 8, and put it in the center of each starburst. So right there on the center, and we're going to continue that all the way down in the center of each one. Figure 8, load it on. Alright, so now we're ready to turn it around, and now the arrow on the loom is going to be facing towards us. We're ready to start hooking, and we're going to first hook the bottom loop up to the middle, and then we're going to hook all the other ones out to the outside. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to find this blue one here, which is my starburst color, and I'm going to pull it through and off and up over the middle. And now for the rest of these, I'm going to work from the center of the star. I'm going to work counterclockwise. So I'm going to put my hook in the middle and find the loop that goes to the right and pull it through all of these and off, and then hook it around that peg. Same thing for the next one. I'm going to go into the middle and find that one elastic and pull it all the way off so I can loop it back over the one that it's coming from. So for each of these I'm doing the same thing. I'm reaching inside my loom and finding the color that's attached to both the peg in the middle and the peg I'm working towards, and once I get it on my hook I'm removing it completely from the center hook and looping it back around the outside hook. And you can see now I can put my hook all the way around that center and no elastics are touching it anymore. Okay, so again I'm going to start with the bottom and I'm going to loop it off and onto my center. And now for the rest I'm going to work in from the center. So I'm going to reach down inside and find the hook that's at 5 o'clock and pull it out and back over that loop. Again, finding the purple one, or the red one, and looping it out. Now I'm finding the orange one from the top, and alright, so here's something that could happen. You could pull it right off. So what I need to do is get my hook underneath all of the center loops and just grab that one again and just pull it straight, stretch it. It doesn't need to wrap around that center one again, it just needs to come right back out and loop around. Great. So something else that can happen when you're working is you could lose it off your hook. So just try to hook it back on and pull it through. If you're having a clumsy time when you're pulling on these and you lose them, just use your fingers to grab onto them and pull them through. But you see the pattern is the same as the first one. They're no longer touching the center peg. And I'm just going to continue all of these starbursts in the same manner, always beginning first by working the bottom one up and then working my way around and pulling these other ones from the center back out to their own hook, back out to their own peg. Almost done. Okay, so we've done all of the hooking for our starbursts, and now we're ready to work on the edges. So we're going to start off in this bottom corner, and we're going to loop this one in through and off and up to the left. We're going to continue working to the left by taking the bottom elastic and pulling it through and moving it up one. Again, finding the bottom elastic, and if you want to, you can just go on the edges and just separate them so that your border color, your bottom elastic, is going to be easier to find. It just makes it easier for your hook to get in and out. So I've already done this first one. You can see it's looped over. Now I'm just going to go inside all of them and find that green one and pull it out and loop it over. Pull it right off and loop it over. Do this all the way up the edge. And when I get to the top, I'll loop this last one over to the middle. And now I'll do the same thing for the other side, starting at the bottom. And if you want to, you can just make some room here by pulling up your higher colors and keeping just one of your border colors available. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to take the bottom elastic from my end and I'm going to loop it to the right over the first peg. And now I'm going to take the bottom elastic, I'm going to reach inside, find the bottom one, pull it off, and loop it over the next one. Reach inside, find the bottom, pull it up over the next one. Oops. And do this all the way up. And when you get to the top, bring it into the middle. Alright, now we're going to finish. And the way we're going to do this is by taking our border color. I'm going to pass our hook through all of these layers and we're just going to stretch it through all of them and wrap it back on our hook again. So this will secure the end, and now we can remove it. Alright, so there we have our Starburst design, but it's not long enough to go all the way around anyone's wrist, so we're going to build an extension. So what we're going to do is just work on a single row and overlap our border color 5 or 6 elastics long. 5 would be plenty for a child's sized arm. And now we're going to stretch this circular piece over 2 final pegs. And we're going to leave this on our hook while we work. It's a little bit awkward, but I know you can do it. So we've got these all stretched. Now we're going to work back towards ourselves by taking the bottom one off and hooking it down towards the beginning. This is just going to form the skinny chain that extends it around the back of my wrist. Alright, so now we need to attach a C-hook before we take it off the rainbow loom. So we're just going to put it through both layers here of this lost elastic, and now we can pull it off and bring the C-clip back around and attach it where our hook is currently holding the other end. So we'll just stretch it so we can get it clipped on easily. And once you have it clipped through both layers, you can pull it off the hook. Nice. Alright. There it is. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this, and if you'd like to subscribe to my channel or comment below, I would really appreciate it. And click like if you liked this video.